our days be merry and bright, and may all your Christmases be white.
What would you like the world to know about you?
Well, I think I'd like the world to know that I am capable of doing things on my own. It might look a little different than most people. I've had to adapt a lot growing up and kind of figure out my own way to do things, but I can do it. I've had a lot of people, kind of question me growing up, can she do this? Like, how is she going to do this? But I really just want everyone to know that it is possible. I'll just do it my own way.
Nice. And Kelsey, how old are you now?
I'm 23.
23. And you just told me before we hit the record button that you are graduating. Congratulations. What is your major?
Nursing.
Nice. And do you hope to join that profession in the future? Because I know you wear many hats within the community.
Yeah, I actually have a job lined up. It's a critical care nurse job. So I'm excited for that. But I also would like to continue with like my YouTube and my singing career. So hopefully I can do it all at the same time.
That's awesome. And so I apologize in advance, but so you were diagnosed with Amniotic Band Syndrome. Can you tell our viewers at home just a little bit about what that entails?
So really, my family, we're just kind of guessing that I had Amniotic Band Syndrome.
Oh, okay.
The doctors never saw it on an ultrasound or anything. I just was born and they were like, well, she has one hand. But most of the time, that's what happens. So amniotic band syndrome is when there's amniotic bands and it might have gotten like caught around my arm and like cut off the circulation. So it was no longer able to grow. So that's kind of what it is.
Got it. So I also have a diagnosis in autism. So autism impacts about 1 in 54 people in the United States. Do you know how many people are diagnosed with amniotic band syndrome around the world?
I used to know it. I think it's pretty rare. I think maybe 1 in 5,000. I'm not totally sure though.
It's okay.
That's what I think.
No worries. Kelsey, if you only had 3 words to describe you and everything about you, what do you think those words would be?
Definitely empathetic. I think, growing up with how I am, I've learned to empathize with a lot of people because I've had a lot of struggles growing up. Maybe courageous because I've tried different things, and a lot of people in my situation might not go out and try things because they're afraid. And I definitely was afraid when I was younger, but I've learned to, accept myself for who I am. And maybe kind, I guess. I always try and be kind to everyone. And that's why I want to be a nurse. I want to be kind to my patients and everyone that I come in contact with.
That's awesome. I constantly tell people I love the whole social media campaign that's got around be kind, and just the impact that celebrities have made on that, and just the entire world, and just this whole, I think especially at a time like right now in 2020, we need more kindness than ever in our country. So Kelsey, obviously you wear many hats. So you sing, you've done pageants, you're an ambassador for this great company, and it's escaping me right now, and I might have to pull this up. Actually, do you want to talk a little bit about the ambassador campaign you're involved in?
It's called Airy, and they have it's a clothing store, but they have a campaign that's called Airy Real, and it's all about body positivity and being like your true self. So it's all about real bodies, like no Photoshop, nothing like that. So
very cool. And when did you get started with them?
This summer, actually. So this is my first year with them.
Oh, congratulations. So I do have to ask, being a musical theater buff and loving absolutely everything about music, so one of your goals is to potentially maybe one day move to Nashville. Is country music just something that you absolutely adore?
Yes, I love country music. I love like anything from the classics like Patsy Cline to like the 90s country, and then all the way to today's country. I just love it all.
Nice. Very cool. So Kelsey, Obviously, there are a lot of misconceptions out there about people with disabilities. Is there one in particular that like really drives you nuts that you wish was debunked?
I guess, like that we're not capable of doing everything like everyone else. A lot of people are like shocked that I'm able to do certain things. And to me, I'm like, well, it's just, I've been able to do it my whole life. And so like sometimes I get held back from doing things. I even had like an instructor during my nursing program kind of take opportunities away from me and kind of like baby me almost because she wasn't sure I was able to do it. And I guess I'd rather them, have me show them what I can do and maybe help me if I need it, but not take away those opportunities from me.
I 100% agree, especially on the babying concept, because I feel like some people realize you have a disability. For me, it's always been an invisible disability with autism because people go up to me and they're like, oh, you don't have autism. Mm-hmm. And then I remember I consulted on one movie and I was in Los Angeles, and the director of the film that I was working on literally like told one of the actors just like, oh, this is our autistic consultant and he's on the autism spectrum. And he literally like babied every word. He like dummied it down. He started speaking so slow, like, hi, how are you today? And I'm like, really, man? Really? Yeah. Have a career in public speaking and you're talking to me like I'm 2 years old. So yeah, that bothers me a lot as well. What were some of the main obstacles and strengths that you felt like you grew up with a disability?
Definitely, I had a lot of anxiety and depression growing up. When I was younger, I was super confident. I would go up to strangers and just say, hi, I'm Kelsey. And I wanted to talk to everybody. I loved Britney Spears. She was like my idol when I was little. And so, yeah, I was really confident and bubbly and happy. And then I got to middle school, and that's when I started to get bullied a lot because I went to a brand new school. These kids had never seen me before. And that's when I started to get called like nubs, which I know a lot of people in the limb difference community, they call their arm like nub, but like to me, I'd never heard that before. And the first time I heard it was like in a mean way. So that it really hurt me and bothered me. And in middle school, I became so insecure. I was depressed. I didn't want to show my arm to anybody. I just constantly wanted to hide it. So that was a struggle growing up. But then I found communities like the Lucky Finn Project, just different platforms on Instagram that helped me. And it really boosted my confidence and made me feel like, I'm not alone in this world.
I'm sorry I had to do the lip because that is one of my favorite movies, Finding Nemo, and the Lucky Finn. I'm assuming that's the correlation to that, right? Yeah. Oh my God. So good. So good. Obviously, you just started doing pageants as well recently. How did that come about, and what are you currently doing today? Are you preparing for any pageants?
Well, I first started out pageants. They were offering one at my school. So it was Miss Ball State, and it's through the Miss America organization. And growing up, I always wanted to do pageants. I thought that's so cool. But I always felt like I wasn't smart enough or, good enough to do it, or even confident enough to go on stage and answer questions and stuff like that. And so the former Miss Ball State actually reached out to me on Instagram and asked me, would you want to do Miss Ball State? I think you'd be a great candidate. And so then I started thinking about it, and I ended up trying it, and it was really fun. And so then I tried another one, which was Miss Spirit of Indiana. And that time I actually placed. So it was really good for me. It boosted my confidence a lot. Unfortunately, because of COVID, they're not doing pageants this year. But I'm definitely going to try next year once it's open again.
Kelsey, is there anything else you would like the world to know about your story?
I guess maybe that, I might seem like bubbly and happy right now, but sometimes it is hard and it's okay. And I want people to know that it's okay to sometimes be down on yourself and feel a little low and blue. We all go through that, and it's something that I struggle with too, but I just try and, take it day by day and just try and be confident as much as I can.
Everyone, Kerry Magro here from A Special Community. I can't thank you enough for watching this video, and if you like this video, please click on some of more videos around our YouTube page. We are just trying to give a voice to countless people in our neurodiverse community, so please, if you can, subscribe to our video page, and then you'll also get to see a little bit more about my story from nonverbal autism to today being a professional speaker. Thanks so much, y'all.